because it's summer, and behind the bright sun and warm weather, danger lurks for our skin. Dr. Sandra is here to show us 5 summer skin problems and how you can begin to get rid of them without the trip to the dermatologist. Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for being with us. Good.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Okay, so 5 major things that we need to look for.
Yeah, there's 5 of some of the most common skin issues that can happen in the summer, and I think we have pictures of all of them.
Yeah, they go from obvious to what could this be?
Yes. So the first one here, and I think many of us recognize her. She tweeted a picture of herself, Kim Kardashian, with a sunburn. Now, I think all of us at some point in our life has had a sunburn. So I want to talk a little bit about the things that you should do when you have one. You know, obviously, I think it's obvious that we use cool compresses, that maybe you can try to take a cool bath. You might consider using some topicals, and you might think to use an anesthetic, but I would caution you against that. Sometimes you can develop allergic reaction to benzocaine or lanacane.
And are those the sprays, like
Yeah, or even lotions can have that in it. And also you want to be careful with that, giving that to children. Young children, it's actually dangerous to give them a topical anesthetic like that. They can actually accumulate it internally, you know, like systemically.
How about aloe vera?
So aloe vera is very nice to use. And actually there's one tip that a lot of people don't know about, that if you say you were like at a soccer game or somewhere where you forgot your sunscreen and you know you're destined to get a sunburn, one of the things you can do is actually take an aspirin. It's really interesting because aspirin can block one of the pathways which creates a sunburn, which creates the redness or inflammation. So you may be able to minimize the potential for to sunburn, but you don't want to give that to kids because that is actually a dangerous medication, aspirin. You don't want to give it to children.
So only for the grown-ups.
So only for the grown-ups, yes. So number 2, though, we have razor burn. This is folliculitis. This is very common because we're shaving our legs. We may be shaving our bikini area. You want to use a sharp blade, a sharp, razor. You want to change it out once a week if you're going to use it every day. And you want to use shaving gel. Shaving gel is very important. I brought one here to show you because that's going to help moisturize your skin and soften it before you actually shave. You know, sometimes you want to be in a hurry, you just want to use the wet.
But the sun won't actually make the bumps worse, will it?
The sun doesn't make the bumps worse. It's just something that happens more commonly in the summer, you know. Actually, it can maybe even make it a little better. Sometimes it decreases inflammation. But cortisone is actually very good to use, and I advise people to use that right after they shave if they tend to get those bumps. And you might want to think about actually not shaving so close because a lot of that has to do with the hair is curly, and when it grows out, it actually turns back in, and that's why you get a little bacterial infection in the area.
We deal with so much, women do, don't we?
Yeah, women and men. Men do that too. So number 3 is pityriasis alba. This is actually my son, my 7-year-old son, Chance, and if you see really closely, he has a little light patch on his cheek, and he has this right now. I had this when I was a kid. This is due to a little dry skin on your face. You might have a little dry patch, and what happens is you go in the sun, and the rest of your face tans, but that doesn't tan. So it happens a lot to kids who get tan easily.
Yeah, so don't be alarmed about that.
Yes, don't be alarmed. It will fade, but it takes time because the tan has to fade. You just want to use a moisturizer.
Similar to melasma, a little bit.
Melasma, yes. Well, this is definitely sun-induced, and this actually is triggered also by estrogens, estrogen replacement, hormone replacement, that sort of thing. So you want to be careful in the sun, and you have to be really good with sunscreen, and also use a prescription skin lightening cream. I think there's a last one too, right? Intertrigo. Intertrigo is a condition where you have actually, this is the breast actually on somebody, underneath the breast, and it's a red, very red. It's actually a yeast infection.
Really?
It's because what happens, it's such a moist environment. It occurs where skin touches skin, like under the breast, if you're a little overweight, maybe under your belly, inner thighs, armpits. Very common in the summer because it's very hot.
How do you treat it?
You actually, over the counter, you can get products like this. This is a antifungal powder that's over the counter, or you might want to see your doctor who can prescribe a prescription level antifungal, which can really help. But also a good idea is when you get out of the shower and you're still wet, you want to take a blow dryer and blow dry that area off. Actually dry it physically down so that it won't be so moist.
And then go outside and get all sweaty again and start it all over again. Yeah. Dr. Sandra Lee, thank you so much.
So nice.
These are good tips. All right, Jeff, did you write that all down?
Yeah, speaking of skin, Sandra, I want you to stick around. We have some skin that I don't even think you could take care of coming up in the day in photos.